Welcome, one and all, to the K.O.E Nation for a very special wine review. Today, we are getting into Trump Wine, their Meritage release, a state-bottled Monticello red wine, 2017. So, folks, I know what a lot of you are thinking. Trump Wine. Some of you are either curious and you're thinking about getting a bottle, or you've just stumbled on this video because you had no idea that Trump had a wine. This vineyard was in fact purchased by President Donald J. Trump, and it was later given to his son Eric, who currently administers Trump Vineyards in Virginia. So this is Virginia wine, so it's kind of a twofer. You get a presidential curiosity, and also it's a Virginia wine. And don't worry, folks, don't be afraid. The Virginia wine revolution is upon us. So let's get right into this. So Trump Vineyard, it's on Monticello. I'm not sure if that's actually the Monticello of Thomas Jefferson fame, or if it's adjacent to the property, or what the situation is with that. Be sure to let me know in the comments, folks. There we are. Such an essential little tool. There we are. Yes, and I always say, go with a server's lever. But so, 2017 Meritage, for those who don't know, this is basically their take on the Bordeaux blend. So we will see how this goes. As far as I know, oh, it's got right here. It's 51% Merlot, 40% Cab Franc, 5% Malbec, and 4% Petit Verdot. So we'll see how that goes, folks. I'm looking forward to this. It's just, I remember I watched a blind taste test where it was folks who politically were not inclined to agree with President Trump, unknowingly trying his wine, and it turned out, here we go. Are you ready? There we go. Wine is not corked. Ooh, all right. Let's take a pour here, folks. Oh my. So, Trump wine. Let's let a little air get in there, folks. Gotta do that. Oh my. That is fruity. There's citrus there. It says on the back of the bottle, but I don't want to read it until after I give a couple of, just like juicy, vibrant, and sweet. I think I opened this one at just the right time because I'm not getting overwhelmed with any kind of tannin smell, but let's see how it hits the palate. But God, that is a marvelous nose. Let's see how it hits the palate, folks. Okay, there's some more earthy, slight like coffee on the tongue. Not very heavy, but very slight. The citrus comes through. Other than that, it's just like an explosion of juicy flavors. Now let's read the back of this bottle here. Tucked into the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, where Thomas Jefferson first had a vision to make America's finest wines. It was an attempt anyways. At the time, Jefferson just couldn't get normal European grapes to grow. I'm sure he would be very thrilled with how it's going now. Trump Winery has crafted a terroir-driven collection from the Monticello AVA. Rich in history and tradition, this medium-bodied blend with soft tannins features flavors of black cherry, currants, coca, and spice. Okay. So the coffee was the coca, is what I was getting. It always kind of comes through as a coffee for me. You got to be very powerful to make me think chocolate. And the cherries was kind of where I was getting the citrus. I was getting a slight citrus. I still am. Oh, goodness gracious. Folks, if you've never had Virginia wine, you really need to try it. Like, European wines are typically very dry, minerally, and they're good, but you have to really keep them on the palate for a long time to get the flavors. This one, it's just all right there up front. It's approachable. Okay, folks, we're gonna grade this one on a few scales. We're obviously gonna grade it as a red wine, as a wine, but also because this is their take on Bordeaux blends, I'm actually going to rate this in terms of blends of that kind. We'll call them Bordeaux style blends. So, as a red wine, as a red wine, some red lovers, this will be a little too sweet and not tannic enough. I think it's just perfect. Now, it's this year of our Lord 2021. This was a 2017 release. I think I aged it just right. I think this is the right amount, and it's just beautiful. So as a red wine, I'm going to rate it 3.75. Just excellent. I personally like it, but I could also see how some red wine drinkers might be averse to this just because it's not quite as tannic, and it's a little more wet and juicy and not quite dry. Now, as a wine, I am going to rate this 4 stars, 4 out of 5 stars on a 5-star scale. If you don't know, we grade everything on 5-star scales around here at the K.O.E Nation, folks. But yes, this wine will be graded on a 5-star scale, and I give it 4 stars as a wine. This is an excellent proof of type for Virginia wine. And in fact, I'm going to add that one as a Virginia wine. I've had a handful of those. This one also rates, bam, 4 stars as a Virginia wine. Excellent, excellent stuff. This is not, yes, like I said, it's a presidential curiosity. It's got that going for it. So it's the first kind of cool where it's like, it's tasty. But then for some people, it's that second kind of cool where I think it's just neat as a collectible. That's perfectly valid. Yes, as a Virginia wine, I'd give it that. As a Bordeaux style blend, I would have this with a steak. I really would. This would go with some red bloody meat. I'm going to give this 3.5 as a Bordeaux style blend out of 5 stars. It's not perfectly true to the Bordeaux style, but you're at least going to know what you're drinking. And if you were going to be doing a blind taste test where you didn't know, you would mistake this as a very sweet young Bordeaux. So this cost me about $25 USD, which is not a bad price. I got it in a 4-pack. One of the bottles I gave as a present, and the other 2, one is a bottle of Cabernet that I'm going to just save because I think in about 5-10 years, that could be quite an interesting little piece of presidential curiosity. But other than that, this has been my review of Trump Vineyards Meritage release from Monticello. This is a very interesting red wine and one that I would recommend you give a try, folks. Yes, if I see this one on the shelves, you betcha I'm going to be picking this one up. So, folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us this evening for this review of Trump's Monticello Trump Vineyard Meritage, folks. It's quite the wine, quite the presidential curiosity, and quite the Virginia offering. I am your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E. the Lord of the Scottish Highlands, the Prince and Potentate of the political parlance, the Emperor of Big Fucking Empire, signing off and handing it off to all you beautiful people. I hope to see you back here happy, healthy, much the wiser for the next amazing review. And folks, catch you on the flip side.